Hi, this is week 11's journal for the portfolio. Today's date is Friday the 12th of April. This is obviously my last journal entry because I've actually finished the ongoing research for my portfolio proposal. Just a quick reminder, my portfolio proposal was: how has the recession impacted the culture, attitudes, behaviour within the retail organisations? As you can see from my portfolio, I've used a wide range of resources to actually gain my research. The beauty of this portfolio is that I was allowed to, go out and conduct my own primary and secondary research. And we used mainly news articles and first-hand experiences from an actual organisation, just to get the real world perspective and how things really work in a business. Yes, academics get, certain points of the business across in, book form or journal form. However, sometimes, the real world experience can be completely different. And, sometimes when you transfer skills in the real life, it's not always, exactly how you've been taught it taught it at university or at school. So overall, my portfolio has helped me to, explore how organisation dynamics change. It's also helped me to, see what, how these dynamics changing impact the actual, the actual real world managers. From my portfolio, I've also, I think I've gained a lot of action research skills. I think that I didn't have before. I think I'd be a lot more confident, especially in the future job roles, to actually go out and, conduct different forms of research. I myself have been fortunate to actually gain a place on a graduate scheme with a company called Capgemini. They're a technology outsourcing company. The role that I'll be fulfilling is a project management officer role. Obviously, after the 2 years training, I will be a qualified manager for Capgemini. So, all the skills that I've learned from this portfolio, especially, with my proposed idea of, how the recession has impacted management, and, how the culture, attitudes and behaviours are impacted by this. From the research, I think I'll be able to go away and actually use them in my future job role. After seeing my own manager go through, the whole Coast Rota restructure, I think if I'm put in that position in Capgemini, I think I'll know how to deal with it a lot better. Purely because obviously, your company will give you, facts and figures and how to actually do everything, and they'll give you a pack. But however, they don't always consider the external factors that will impact your decision. So mainly along with that comes emotional and, how your employees' attitudes and behaviours, change. The CEOs at the top don't think about things like that. So I think by seeing Coast go through it and me experiencing it personally and seeing how the management at Coast dealt with it, I've learnt skills from what they've gone through that I'll be able to transfer in my future job role. Also, I've been able to see that, how attitudes and behaviours are impacted. So I've learnt that, the recession has obviously had a negative impact on attitudes and behaviours, and management, are constantly battling with trying to turn these into positivity. I think when you've got the media creating such, a negative impact around the recession, it's automatically stopping consumers from shopping. Therefore, everybody's being tighter with their spending, and it's impacting management because they're getting more target pressured. Your environment's becoming a lot more pressurised because, you're forcing your team to be at its best. But it's hard when you physically can't sell to consumers because they don't want to spend. So I think the managers of the future have got a whole new range of skills that they have to adopt, which you don't learn at university. And you only really learn those skills as you go along, by day, through experiences that you go through. So I'm sure traditional managers haven't really, that would work, say as a manager in, today's day, would probably struggle just a little bit. Overall, I would say that, even though with the recession having an impact on management, it still challenges them to a certain extent. It keeps the company going. You know, you walk into your job role every day not knowing what's going on. Overall, I found this portfolio to be very useful. Conducting my research, as you can tell from my journals, to actually obtain, you know, time from Coast as a company proved to be very difficult. You know, for weeks and weeks I had to put off my video interviews. And, you know, even when I finally did manage to do my video interviews, they wouldn't do them on the same day. I had to go in over several different days. You know, it just shows that companies are busy and they're not always willing to give time to university students. But overall, my general research was in the research that I conducted via, you know, academics and, you know, news articles and stuff. I was fortunate enough for my research to actually be a current hot topic within the news industry, so I was able to obtain a lot from that point onwards. I hope you've actually enjoyed reading my portfolio and the range of different resources that I've used. You know, I know that my Coast manager at work, she found, you know, the portfolio quite interesting to look at, just to, you know, see how Coast came along and what research I found on how it actually impacts managers and how the recession has impacted the retail industry, and how I'd put it across in my portfolio. And she actually agreed. She was like, yeah, you've got it spot on. You know, it's so true that, you know, everything that you're going to learn, you know, from academic resources, when you actually put in the real world and, you know, you actually do the job role, you're hit with so many different challenges and different experiences that you're not taught by the book on how to do it. And, you know, you sort of have to use your own decisions and, you know, use your own initiative on, you know, what you think's right. And she said that, you know, there's not always specifically one management style that you'll use. You know, with the external factors that will impact your job role, your leadership style will naturally change. So, you know, as a manager, you have to constantly be adapting your management style to what's going on around you and what's changing, and, you know, along with your organisation and your employees. So I do feel as if, you know, I'm more prepared for my job role and graduate job role at Capgemini, and I think this portfolio has definitely helped me feel that a little bit more confident about going in and getting stuck in. So this is the last journal that I'll be doing for this portfolio. Thank you for taking your time out to reading it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.